So much. Now back to our week-long special series, America the Angry. We've looked at anger at Wall Street, the anger that leads to domestic terror, and even anger at celebrities. But what about the media? Any change some of the anger Americans are feeling is a reflection of and what they hear on radio and see on TV? Of course it is. And on the internet, you be the judge.
Barack Obama is president of the United States today because of stupid, ignorant people who think like you do.
Are you an idiot? Are you an absolute
Sir, don't
idiot?
call me. You know what? What you
I'll
just
call you
heard
anything
right
I
there
want.
is exactly what I'm talking about. And
You're
that's
part
what
of the
does,
problem.
Sir.
He doesn't have a right to be commit a felony. He doesn't have a right to be in his country.
What? But that has nothing to do with the
Yes,
fact that he was a drunk.
He should have been deported.
Embarrassed your district, embarrassed your state, embarrassed your party, embarrassed your nation, shouted at the president like he was a referee at a ball game and you were a drunk in the stands, and you were wrong.
When the hell are you going to stand up, America?
Hugh Hewitt is a nationally syndicated radio talk show host. Paul Farhi covers media for the Style section of Washington Post. And Karen Hunter's a journalist and publisher. Hey, Karen, let me say something crazy here. Let's take the last guy, Glenn Beck, who I pretty much disagree with everything he says, but so what? He's an entertainer. Why don't we just put the pin in everybody and stop worrying? Oh, of course there's anger in the media. Of course all these guys are crazy. Of course. So what? You know what? Entertain, say what you're going to say. Who cares?
Well, I think we need to stop referring to these people as journalists and as part of the media. They are entertainers. Even Glenn Beck said that about himself. That's all reality TV right there that you just showed. That was not media and it was not journalism.
Hugh, isn't there, and I was kind of surprised when the president kind of fired back at Rush Limbaugh and Glenn Beck at different points in time. Hugh, you've got a big following there. You're a conservative guy. At the end of the day, don't we kind of elevate you guys too much by saying that you're anything other than just another person on the street spouting off? And just like if there's a guy at the end of the bar and he's spouting stuff, you just kind of turn the other way. Am I crazy? Is it too easy for me?
No, it's too easy for you, Donnie. There are, of course, distinctions between people on any type of media, whether television or radio. I mean, physician Hill yourself, when you guys get rid of Ed Schultz and Keith, and I'll start to think that you're actually serious here because they are the biggest hate mongers in television.
But I'm not taking side of either one. I guess my point is wherever you come out on Ed and Keith, wherever you come out on Glenn and Bill O'Reilly, it's like, so what? Just like I could line up 1,000 guys in the room, and you can always have guys that are outrageous and over the top, but why are we even allowing America to believe that these people are really, you know, kind of informing our brains? Maybe do I think people are brighter than they are?
It depends entirely on what credibility they bring to the table. If you spend, like I do, 3 hours interviewing Lawrence Wright about the looming tower, I think I might know something about what's in that book. And if you spout off about something you don't know about, then I think you don't deserve much credibility. It depends upon the source. You got to go source by source. But MSNBC should start with Ed Schultz, who's just kind of a joke.
Paul, but by the way, that's a ridiculous thing to say. He's a joke. He's a guy. Forget you can disagree. My point is disagree with everything he says.
But Donnie,
let me finish. Let me finish. Disagree with everything he says and say, you know what? And I think he says it loud and too crazy. So what? That's the way wherever you come out on these things. And I'm clearly a guy who's a little further to the left, but my kind of whole new thing is like just we got to calm down a little bit. Paul, forget whether you're a Glenn Beck guy, whether you're an Ed Schultz guy, whether you're a Keith Olbermann guy, whether you're a Bill O'Reilly guy. Just say, let them all scream at the wind. So what?
Yeah, but these guys have followings, Donnie, and, you know, people don't make distinctions between who's a journalist, who's a blogger, who's a commentator, who's a host on TV. It's basically a guy on television yelling at them and telling them they should be angry. And frankly, there are good reasons to be angry. They're not creating the anger. The anger is there. They are simply exploiting what already exists.
Donnie, Lady Gaga has followers. That does not make a person, you know, credible enough to lead people. And I think you've hit on something. At the end of the day, people can't have common debate in this country, intelligent debate in this country, without information, and we're no longer doing the job as journalists. There was a time when Walter Cronkite got on the airwaves and you knew that he was telling you something that was important. Today, I teach at Hunter College. Students don't even know where Iraq is on the map.
Yeah, but Hugh, my point is this. Once again, let's go on your hate of Ed Schultz, or he should be off the air. What if I said to you, you know what? I
didn't say he should be off the air, Donnie. I don't hate him. I think he's a joke. I spend my time talking to people like E.J. Dionne. I spend my time talking to people like Jonathan Alter. I spend my time talking to smart lefties. I just know Ed's not.
But guess my point is, who are you or anybody to judge where the intellectual high ground are? I say these are all entertainers in one form or another.
It's subjective. You can look at any show and decide whether or not there's an objective seriousness there, whether or not someone brings intellectual heft and knowledge and information and interviews to the table. It's not that hard to judge who's serious, Charlie Rose, and who's not, Ed Schultz, and decide who deserves credibility, like I do, like Bill Bennett does, like Dennis Prager, like Michael Medved.
You're part of the problem because you're not opening up the discussion for people to have intelligent debate. You're just saying this guy's an idiot, this guy's a joke, this guy's stupid, but why?
Okay,
Let's have some.
I have to disagree with you. Clearly, you've never heard the show, but I think E.J. Dionne and Jonathan Alter and people like that, who are friends of mine and good lefties, come on and talk to me in a serious, sustained way over a long period of time. Ed Schultz doesn't do that. He doesn't have the ability to do that.
Who's doing that?
It just doesn't happen.
Hugh, I got to say something. Hugh, you are the problem. A guy like Ed Schultz, who once again, you can disagree with him, but this is a quality human being. And, I don't know Glenn Beck, but Ed Schultz is trying to do the right thing. Why don't you just say, you know what, I disagree with this guy. I disagree. Why do you have to say he's a joke? I happen to know the man. Once again, disagree with everything he says, but his heart's in the right place. Glenn Beck,
objectively,
let me finish.
He's just not that smart.
You know what?
Objectively, he doesn't know very much.
Who needs that, by the way? Who needs that language?
Objectively, he's just not that bright.
Is that helping anybody? Glenn Beck, once again, I disagree with everything he says. Say it. I don't care. Knock yourself out. I don't need to say you're a moron. I don't need to say. That's it. Hugh, enough with this stuff. Paul, I appreciate it. Karen Hunter, thank you. Eddie, I'm in there fighting for you, buddy. Once again, I don't agree with everything you said, but you know what? I applaud your right to say it. Keeping our America the Angry theme, today's top 3 is the angriest movie scenes. We start with Jack Nicholson and Tom Cruise and A Few Good Men.
I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!